on, but we'll give it a minute just to double check that and let people join, because we have been a little bit late, to be honest, with today due to a bit of payment issues and just getting back on things, which we'll explain in a second. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's gone quickly. Yeah, not much chess, but just life. How about you?
Yeah, well, to be honest, it was I kind of banked this week as like a week of to kind of not doing nothing, but a week off. Because I did no work at the British. Last week was my work at the British, which is why I couldn't join. And then this week was meant to be my week where I had a few lessons booked in, but not many. And all of a sudden, like, people are booking lessons in now, and then my time started to fill up. Responding to emails because I'm running a tournament next week. Setting up the Staffordshire Junior Chess website as well, which I'm terrible at. It just seems to be like one thing after another is just taking up a lot of time, and it goes from there really, which is a bit crazy. But it's that's just one of those things.
I've just noticed, by the way, John, I think it's because I've hosted something before that you're down as Johan Rees.
Oh, what?
So I'm talking to myself on you.
You're talking to yourself. Okay, I best update my name, aren't I? So you logged into this account then? You must have done.
Well, I think I don't know, the way it works if you're streaming, I think is that it's the Twitch thing, and I don't know. Oh, there we go. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Oh, who's put that in the chat? I tell you what, there's going to be some serious trouble tonight if we keep going down that kind of.
I don't know who that is, but I'm already a fan.
I mean, this is just crazy. I mean, it's like
whoever it is hasn't seen my games recently. So,
no, they obviously haven't looked at your games recently, but. I mean, also, they clearly didn't watch last week's episode where basically I just get trolled all the way through. Whenever I'm not here, it seems like you and Alex have a great time.
So at least someone's watched last week's episode.
Yeah, it would be. I just watched it about 20 times. That's why it's got some views.
Very good. Very good.
All right.
I think those are the rules, right? Whoever's not in gets just trolled. So.
Oh yeah. So obviously,
Alex it's Alex's turn this week.
Yeah, I mean,
candidate master Alex Bullen.
Yeah, candidate master Alex Bullen. That's why I put the title actually of this stream as two Welsh international FIDE masters talk about Welsh chess this week. So he knows that he's there. But yeah, I mean, did he say what he was doing? I think he just said he couldn't make it, didn't he?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, what's his excuse?
Well, I mean, we could obviously just kind of think about what his excuse could be.
There's probably something quite exciting,
Yeah, well, I mean, he is a single guy living in the city centre, so I assume he's probably got something exciting lined up.
Exactly.
I mean,
well, we're two like old, kind of like married men.
You've got kids and a dog. I've got a dog. We're kind of past it. We've got nothing better in our lives to do than this. This is the highlight of our week, isn't it? Really?
Oh yeah. Just so much so that I didn't realise it was Thursday until about half an hour.
Oh well, we'll update it. Okay, well, at least we know the chat's working. Thank you very much for that as well, which is really good. We've got some people watching as well, so we might as well dig into what's going on in the week chess-wise, obviously in Wales as well. Is there anything you haven't done anything chess-wise this week, Johan?
No, I've tried to keep things ticking over with some work, but I think my brain's just not working at the moment. I can't seem to play chess. I played Title Tuesday after like this time after quite a lot too much wine.
Right.
If you want some entertainment, look at my games from Title Tuesday.
Right, I haven't loaded them up, but maybe I'll load them up.
For the first time ever, I did it while having some glasses of wine and talking to my wife at the same time. So it's not good.
Well, I mean,
I did manage to get 3 out of 11, mind. So I normally get like between 5 and 6.5 is my normal score, and while chatting to the wife, and I started one game against an IM, right, with 3 seconds left on my clock because I didn't realise it started. And I managed to last about 40 moves. So he had 3 minutes.
Wow.
I was drunk with 3 seconds. I felt on my phone, like trying to move. Yeah. And I managed to make it to about move 40. It was quite impressive. That's probably one of the highlights of my last month or so, chess-wise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can move fast enough, to be honest. Even when I've got my mouse plugged in and everything, I just can't seem to do it. And I'm just making any move. There's no thought going into it. It's just any move just to not lose on time. So I can't seem to manage those close time controls just yet. And I do remember though that during the pandemic, like my online kind of play did improve massively from what it started out at. I remember being around, like being ashamed at being like under 2200s, well, I know that you're meant to be a couple of 100 points above your over the board racing online. Thinking, why am I so bad at this? And I just wasn't caring, just wasn't bothered. I was just playing anything randomly. And then whenever I got down to like a minute on the clock, and I think like a minute now is quite a long time, but I got down to a minute on the clock, I just panic. I just wouldn't know what to do. I'd just throw pieces left, right, and centre. And actually, it's online. A minute's quite a long time.
A minute's a long time with a mouse. Yeah.
I think the one thing that really helped me was actually I wanted to get better. Obviously, our usual time control is 3-2, isn't it, or 3-1, depending what you play. That's our standard kind of blitz time control. I went and played a bit of Bullet just for a bit of fun. And then went back to playing Blitz, and you start to realize just how much time you've got then, don't you? As well, which kind of helped.
Yeah, exactly.
With that specific problem, anyway, shall we say? I'm wearing a bit of a snazzy shirt tonight because I've just taken out a few of the guys that are from my local area who helped me with my junior clubs. A couple of them just they come to help for free and they learn chess from me at the same time as. But it's good to have an extra adult in the room and also another guy who's been helping with run things around Staffordshire who's leaving us this year because he's moving to closer to London. And so I've just literally got back from that. It's like 10 to 10. So and then
that is getting straight
on
online.
Stream. We would have been on time had it not popped up. Unfortunately, apologies to those watching. That we would have been on time, but it popped up saying that I had to pay some money or something to do the stream. So I just didn't even care. Just whipped.
You probably just got scammed there, John.
Yeah, probably somebody's just received $9 plus some sort of transaction fee as well,
and your bank details.
Yeah, I mean, I give them away for free anyway. To be honest, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, no, that's good. Okay, well, let's dig into some chess. There's quite a lot to actually discuss. So let me share my screen, and we can see what's going on there. Obviously, we'll start with our usual Welsh Chess Union website, and we'll have a look at the calendar just to see what's going on there. I don't think there's many changes, but until we have a look, we just don't know. And hopefully, I can click on that. It's good. Okay. So where are we actually now? What's the date today? What even month is it? It's August. Okay, so all of this is gone. Okay, so it's now August. So we've got some stuff happening in Morriston in a few days' time, which is good.
Oh, we might have the Glorny to talk about in a few weeks' time, won't we?
Yeah.
How do we get hold of some games, maybe?
I'd love to get hold of some games from the Glorny Gilbert, or as we know it, the Glorny Faber, I guess. That would be really good to have a look at and to see the competitiveness, actually, as well, between the games and what's going on. So maybe I can get in touch with the people there, and if the games aren't live, then hopefully we can get some sort of
it'd be quite good to get maybe a couple of games just to talk about on the stream, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be great, and I'd love to do that. Yeah, that'd be good. Well, the biggest thing is that obviously on the calendar, it's not on the Welsh calendar, but next week I'm running a tournament myself here in Newcastle under Lyme. It starts on the 9th. So I'll do the junior tournament in the morning, and then my tournament starts. And round 1, I've got black against Tim Kett.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's going to be. I've managed to get my own tournament, and I wasn't even able to fix it that I could have 5 whites. I've got 5 blacks, which is great. So that's on there. So I'll be playing in that over this weekend, 9th to the 13th. But okay, then we got the Glorny. Now, are you playing in this? Are you playing in the Newport tournament? You're not going to travel down for it?
Quite September, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm very tempted. I am very tempted.
I'm very tempted as well. Well, I'm not tempted. I want to play in it. I just need to sort out some logistical issues with looking after my dog, which I haven't been able to sort out just yet. So if I can't sort that out, I can't play. But so I'm very close to actually entering at the moment if I can sort a few things out.
My issue is double dogs and 2 kids. It's like I do really want to play. The venue's really nice. And I do think that it's really nice to see that the website looks like nice. It looks nice, like professional, and it just seems like I think that sort of thing should be supported, right? Like it'd be really nice if we can get that sort of level of professionalism with everything.
Well, the thing is that I do pick out the Welsh tournaments. I think, am I free on that weekend? Can I make it? I want to play as many as I can. And really, kind of what you want to do is when you get the Welsh Chess yearbook at the end of the year, when you get that through, you just want to see like they list all the tournaments and all the winners, and you just try and do the clean sweep of all of them. That's the dream.
Actually, has there been any of the congresses? Like, where are we now? There must have been another congress, I suppose, since January.
What, in Wales?
Yeah. Because I played one in January, and I can't think of one in between.
Well, there's been the Welsh Championships over Easter and the South Wales International. So there's 2 big tournaments there, but maybe not.
There used to be about 4 or 5 congresses a year, didn't there? Like, I think Fishguard was cancelled, wasn't it?
But Swansea's coming up.
There's one in March. Okay, someone said, right?
The one in March was there. I mean, we've got a West Wales coming up in November, November the 10th. Well, that's probably a little bit too far for me to go because Newport's obviously this side of Cardiff for me. For traveling down, it's even closer.
It makes a difference. Like like psychologically, when you cross the bridge, like you're just there, rather than cross the bridge and it's another hour or something.
Yeah, I mean, Swansea's a bit further down that way, so that's not quite as this is not quite as dangerous. But okay, so Newport, we're both thinking about it, but you've got problems, childcare, dog care. I mean,
is it rated out of interest?
Do you know what? I don't know if it is FIDE rated.
That would make it more appealing for me potentially as well. Really? So
would it though? Because if you look at the entrance, basically you're going to be overrated because you haven't played for like 10, 20 years. And then you've got all these other people that have got quite low FIDE ratings. Although I don't know actually well.
I'm all right. Like essentially I fare fairly well against people lower than me, basically. Like that. Like as in growing up and playing in Wales makes you like have a certain style that's quite good at beating under 2200s, basically. So it's basically a certain style to it, right? Like, but unfortunately, it makes you worse at beating people over 2450. So like you there is a way of doing it. Basically, you just always keep the options open and stuff like that, rather than playing concrete lines and things like that. So
it's what we actually hope grandmasters do against us, isn't it? Where they kind of not disrespect us. That's the wrong word. But it's more like they don't play their optimal game. So if they were playing against another grandmaster, they would make a different decision. Like, for example, an opening decision. You might play something a bit more offbeat rather than something a bit more kind of natural, which somebody might have prepared. So, like, for example, me and you, we can prepare our openings quite deep. And the GM doesn't want to go into a theory battle against us because it's basically how much work you do before the game. They actually want to play more chess. But I mean, you look at these players here, and Peter Valley's 2174, Oliver Stubbs is from England, James Lavender. I'm pretty sure it was James. I think he was beating not this year's Welsh, but the Welsh last year. I think he was beating Jose Camacho in the first game. He was definitely winning. Jason Garcia, Sam Jukes, James Thomas. These are all dangerous players. I don't know Mark Wilkin. Well, that's because he's from.
I mean, it's a bit scary that they're all under 2000, really, but because that is a big loss. Even just a draw. But I would really like to support this tournament. I would like to pop down actually if I can. I'll see what I can do.
And there's a name that I've noticed. So he came to play in the 24-hour tournament. Big Josh McKenna got and entered the lower section. Of course, in the South Wales and the Welsh Championships, he was playing in both of them because I think he got enough points in the major in the Open next to the Welsh last year. He qualified for the Welsh Championships and played in it. He didn't have he said he's got to take the opportunity, which is really good. And obviously here he's got the under 1700s, so it's going to be a step down for him technically on who he's been playing against. But that's quite good, and I think Dale's been playing a lot actually as well from what I've seen. I don't know many of the other names, but yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, hopefully if we could both play in it, I'd love to support the tournament as well. Be really good. The other one that I'm really also seriously considering for me, it's a bit closer for me, I think, than you are, is Rill, because on the same weekend as Rill is the Derby Congress. Now Derby is 3 games on the Saturday, so I'm traveling daily. I'm not going to stay over for either of these. So it's like an hour to Derby, but it's an hour 15 to Rill. And also Rill's got a Friday night game as well.
Okay.
So actually driving there and back actually on a Friday night is really annoying. So, but also, Derby's better because it's closer by 15 minutes. Derby's better because it's 3 games on the Saturday, so no Friday games to take a bye. Because obviously I want to try and win it, and also Derby's better because first prize is £50 more than Rill. I'm probably still going to choose Rill.
Right, that's how loyal and committed you are to Welsh chess, John.
Well, maybe. I mean,
to be honest, like I get it. That's what I would do as well, right? I think going down to Newport to play doesn't make any sense unless you're sort of Welsh and want to support Welsh chess. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But I would like to pop down if I can. Yeah,
they're putting the effort into to publicise it and get a nice venue and make sure people know about it. So, fair play to them there. But okay, we'll see this. We'll see obviously how this updates. When they put the 4 NCL dates in there as well. Perhaps I think the first one is it November. The first one I think. And is there anything in December usually? Or is this December here, actually? The Junior Quadrangular, the Welsh Junior. So there's nothing for adults in December, is that right?
I think that's pretty common, actually. I think it was quite often stuff for juniors. I think I remember mentioning on the chat last week that, my memories of chess growing up were that Welsh Junior thing. Like, I remember that every year. It's like
there's something going on here.
Not much junior adult-wise now.
No, so I mean, here October the 21st.
What we wanted to ask you last week, John, you might know about this. What's this junior morning event? Do you know what that is? It's like this mysterious thing that's just on the calendar.
I think when the South Wales International was on, there was one on the Saturday. They had an afternoon game, but in the morning they ran a junior rapid play.
Okay.
And so I think it would just be a half-day junior rapid play tournament, I would imagine. Of course, it might change. They might have an arbiter that wants to do something different, or organizer that wants to do something different. But no, I haven't got any clue at all. I think you also wanted to know about what was going on with the Glorney or something going on with the Glorney Gilbert, but I don't know about that either. So I'm kind of in the know, but I'm also not in the know either. I kind of know stuff, but I also don't know stuff. So I'm not privy to those conversations at all. But okay, and obviously we can plan for the future as well here with all these other dates going all the way up to April, which is really good. But okay, well, we've talked about a couple of tournaments that we're trying to get ourselves playing in. We'll have a quick look at the Welsh ratings. I don't think there's been much change from last time, although I did see something actually somewhere about some improvements for juniors, but maybe so there's not much change. Alex will tell me to click on new here just so I go down a ranking below Greg because he likes that. So the only reason why he wants that to happen. Obviously, Olivia and Tim have gained some points recently, which is quite good to see. But if we click on difference, this is it. So well done. I mean, first of all, Arush Murthy was playing in the British Championships in his age group under 12. Looks like he's gained 80 points. So it's a well done to him. But I've seen on a WhatsApp group that the Davies family were playing in France yet again. And it looks like Louise has gained quite a lot of points here playing over there. So
are they a bit of a chess family then, is it? Or
it looks like it. I think the whole family plays. Well, I think most of them play at least. And
I think it helps. Like, you'd know as well. Like, you're a chess family, mine as well. Like, I think having that internal family competition and advice and help really helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Louise is I think one of the youngest ones we've got a lot of older brothers. And yeah, it looks like she's got.
I played the Sanlo Open one year. That was brilliant. It's like one of my best memories playing chess. I loved it. I played the Sanlo Open. I came third. It was under 18.
Yeah.
And I think I played when I was about 14. And I won like so much money. It was like 400 quid or something. And I got this enormous trophy that's like this big, and it's still on my mantelpiece downstairs right now. Like my kids love seeing it. Like I love playing in Sanlo. It was really good.
So what section were you in? Or
it's like just under 18, basically.
Okay.
And so it's this massive tournament, and it. What was amazing was that I remember, like, I've never played in a tournament like it, but everyone got a prize, right? So, like, I came third or second. It was there was a podium essentially. I remember being on the podium and not winning. Sebastian Maze won it, and he's about 2,600 now.
Yeah.
So I didn't lose a game all tournament either. So essentially everyone got a prize. So like basically like if you're first, second or third, you're on this podium and you got some money and stuff. And then from fourth until last, they called you up in order and you could go and pick something off like this podium. Like essentially it was like, toys and gifts and stuff. So, the higher you were, the better pick you got. It was like really cool, like that everyone got something. Like,
we're doing a stream about Welsh chess and playing chess in Wales, and here we are getting really excited about a tournament in France.
Yeah, well, it's just really funny that someone else has played in it. I don't even know how I ended up playing in it before, but it was me and Annie Powell. I don't know if you must remember Annie.
Yeah.
So she came over with us, so it was just us two playing in it from Wales.
Yeah, well done to Louise there, and well done to Irish for gaining some points as well at the British. And I know that you kind of covered it last time. So we've had quite a few people playing in the British Championships. Olivia was in the top section, had a great tournament, gained 30.
How's she doing the last round, actually?
She lost the last round to Aaron Saunders. And then we know that we had quite a few others. I know that Tim drifted off after his win against Arkle, but I think that was mission accomplished, wasn't it?
Too excited after that, yeah.
Too excited.
How did he do in the end? Because I literally only saw that one game.
Well, Ethan still gained some points, which is pretty good to see. Won his last round. So he got 5.5 points, gained a few points here. Tim's in the over 50s and he clicked over 65s then. That would have been yeah, I mean, he still gained points. Okay, so he got 4 points in the end. He beat Arkle, then lost the next
23
two.
Points. That's pretty, he's so underrated though, essentially he's always going to gain points, isn't he?
Yeah, so. Black against him next Wednesday is going to be a fun match, isn't it? It's just I'm on a hiding to nothing there. Emma did well. I gained a few points, 3.5 points. And then we also had Arush was in the under 12s. It's like, some of the lowest rated players in the sections here, so they're still doing well. So this will be, I think, Arush's. I don't know if it's FIDE rated under 12 or not, whether he'll get one. But still, 3 points is still a good drawback from a good win in the last round against the 1450. Great experience because all of these players that they're playing are all underrated as well. Do we have anybody in the under 10s? Okay, Adam Sarwar. Adam got 2 points just to show how hard it is. It really is difficult. But when they're young, they make so many mistakes. It's not as bad. So they always have good and bad tournaments. He's so erratic. And then I think we had Lucas, didn't we, in the under 8s? He got 4 points. Lost his first 2 games. And then won his next 2.
Good finish.
Yeah, strong finish. 4 out of 5 in the last 5. That's pretty good, actually. So, yeah, lots of good success. And there's people dotted about everywhere else as well. It'll just take us far too long to get through them. But I thought one of the things that we should probably discuss today is, or at least bring up is, I
saw that today. Yeah,
it's been all over my social media from other chess people posting it. Not necessarily this article, but there's been quite a few radio interviews today as well. Have you listened to any?
I was just looking at that title, but I just love it. Do you know, whenever there's chess up in the news, right? Like writers love all the options for headlines, don't they?
Yeah.
Like there's just so many options. I just love Sunak's gambit, like
Yeah.
one of my favorite. I mean, you must have had stuff when you know, being in the local paper and stuff, right? When you're a junior.
Yeah.
And I remember like one one really bad one. I think I've got the clipping in somewhere. It was "Pawn to be King." It was like Johan Rees, "Pawn to be King."
Oh God.
Like, that's like very punny. Like, yeah, it's just there's so many options with chess, though, isn't there? You know, like
they do have quite a lot, and I mean, I feel for it really because the board that they're using here in this picture, by the way, is
one way around.
The pieces are just a little bit too big for the squares, slightly. I think personally, I don't know, they'll probably fall over. Looks like he's having so much fun. Is it actually set up correctly? It looks like it.
I think it is. Yeah, I can see a black square closest to us. So
yeah, and the queen is this side, isn't it?
I can't. My eyesight is not that good. So
I guess grey is white. So yeah, it should be good. But yeah, this is news that if you didn't know that it's kind of, we don't know the details, but the ECF from some Malcolm Payne has been in touch with Rishi Sunak, and basically in order to support his kind of getting people all the way up to children all the way up to 18 to do maths and kind of a part of that kind of thing and trying to improve numeracy across the country. He's going to give 500k to the English Chess Federation, which is obviously a discussion point for us about what that means. Which obviously should help kickstart, because we've been after chess becoming a sport so we can access sport funding, which obviously is not going to happen. Or I think there's been some sort of deal where you stop asking for that and we'll give you this instead. I heard on one of the radio interviews. And yeah, 500k to help push chess across the country. And it mentions things like chess sets being in parks and being available for people to use. And I don't know, but what are your thoughts on the money that we've got? Well, we've got? I don't know.
I think that Wales will not see any of it, but Britain, I mean, or not Britain even, just England.
Yeah.
I think Scotland won't see any of it either. But I mean, when England gets stuff, then it's easier to ask for it in Wales, isn't it? Basically,
yeah.
I think we, essentially, that's what often happens. It's like a political weapon, isn't it? They just go, and there's some arguing about it then. So
yeah, I mean, the thing is that I think it also mentions about supporting the national team as well. And I didn't know how much more support the national team needed.
They seem to get a lot of support, right? Like English team get all sorts of pay and everything that they want. Is from my I don't know that much, but they seem to not be.
They don't seem to go
trouble.
Without, do they?
They don't seem to have trouble getting their best team out, right?
I'm pretty sure they flew over last time, or at least I heard they flew over first class. So they could get
that says more than enough.
I mean, we would never do that to fly over to the Olympiad. And I know that obviously
we wouldn't get our flights paid, right? So
well, no, we didn't, but we do get a grant from FIDE because we're so small and terrible at chess.
Really?
Yeah. So we got money towards the flight, and sometimes it gets close to covering it. I think I had to pay.
Is that a new thing? I feel like. I mean, essentially, like the times I've been to the Olympiad, I was too young to think about money, I suppose. So
yeah.
So I don't really know as an adult, but yeah.
No, I mean, I think it depends how far away you were. So obviously, flying all the way to India was obviously quite a big jaunt. Yeah. So therefore, I think that there was some funding from FIDE to help us get over there, shall we say? That's cool. Effectively, it's a 2-week holiday that's not a holiday. In my mind, anyway. You're not working for 2 weeks, but of course you get your accommodation free at the Olympiad, which is the running thing that's been done for a long time. But yeah, it is quite costly for us to go, or it's costly for me to go. But the England team, I think, do get funding and do get paid a little bit. I don't know how much that is. They've got sport.
They probably get a decent chunk, don't they?
I mean, I don't even know what a decent chunk sounds like, though.
I don't know what a decent chunk to a grandmaster is really, but they're obviously they're not doing it out of charity, right? It's their job, so they wouldn't be going unless they were getting paid a reasonable amount.
Yeah. So the question comes then: if they weren't getting paid, would they still go?
No,
Oh, there we go then.
absolutely
And is
not.
that a
There's no
bad
way
thing?
there's no way that they would be going. Like, there's no sort of pride or anything like that there. Like,
There's
they
no
wouldn't be.
pride.
Well, there's a small amount of pride, but it's, at the end of the day, like, they're not
It's a
gonna,
job, yeah.
like, their job is chess, so they're not gonna go and play chess for free.
No, this is true. Well, yeah, I agree. I think there's pride there, but it's one of those things where, yeah, like I don't know how I feel about it. I've got mixed emotions, shall we say? I'm sure some of them would, some of them wouldn't. Because they're doing so many other things. It's like Nakamura didn't go, did he? But I mean, he's just on a wedge now because of all the fantastic streaming he does.
But he actually would have to, give up a lot of money to go, essentially, right?
Yeah.
If he's not streaming, he's giving up tens of thousands of pounds, probably.
That is part of the allure of him, though, isn't it? As well, that he's still at the top level of chess while still doing this streaming, which is quite good.
I think partly it helps him, to be honest. I think essentially he's playing just a lot of chess, right? And he's talking, he's doing it all day. And this just all feeds into it, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Got a great question from Gary in the chat. I'll actually show it on the stream. Why can't the Welsh government do the same thing? Well, I'm sure they can.
Yeah. Come on. Give us the money. Show us the money.
But I think that the question comes, though, if we do get some funding, shall we say, or somebody says, okay, then, well, okay, I've got a pot of money here that I can use for sports, leisure, recreation. How are you going to use it to improve Welsh chess? What would you do with that money?
Do you know what? Because I thought this topic was going to come up on
good
stream, and I thought I was going to ask you that question, but you got in there first, right?
Yes.
I think, unfortunately, I think your answer is going to be more appropriate than mine, for the sort of.
Yeah, it depends what yours is.
No, it's as in I don't have one, but I think generally, I think you probably have a
better, well-rounded answer,
normal diplomatic answer regarding all of this, right? So,
I
think essentially, whenever it's like in a game of chess, right? You have to know what you want to achieve, and then you work out how to achieve it after that. So, for example, you have to go, what do we want to do as Welsh chess, right? We're with WC, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And then it's like when you have extra material in chess or you have other positional advantages. Well, having some money is just like having some advantage. So it just makes it easier for you to achieve your aim. So we just need to decide what we want to do first. So having money makes it easier to achieve, but what do we want to do?
Yeah, because it can very easy. You start to fritter a bit here, a bit there, and all of a sudden it seems to just go.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even some comments in chats about getting chess going in schools. I mean, there's already a charity that provides chess sets for free to schools. You just need the people to run the clubs, and it's it's not a case of encouragement. It's a case of making the schools aware that this is an option. That they can get free chess sets. They just need somebody to run a club. And if you want to run a club, and you can be part of the chess community. So I mean, it's one of those things where I think awareness and marketing and it's an area that I'm not very clued up on. I think it would be great just to make people aware of what we're already doing, which I think is quite a lot, and just do more of it. So more of these junior mornings, I think, is really important. And I mean, there's quite controversial, obviously, that what you want to kind of attack all levels, and it's so at the very top, I think also we should be as Olympiad or Olympiad level players, shall we say, maybe doing or being brought in almost to do a little bit more coaching, do some centre of Cardiff or in North Wales. Going around doing training days and doing a bit more that way, with a bit of funding to make it cheaper for people to attend. That way, it would be easier, and we could drive all over the country doing these things, engaging in schools or engaging in the local community, just being in the middle of the city centre with a few chess sets all of a sudden and see who signs up to the local clubs. I think we could do that. But I think also just doing this stream, I think, is also just trying to make people aware of what's going on. But you're right. Find out what you actually want to do. Do we want more people playing chess? Do we want to be having amazing...
I think, for example, like, if I was running the show, which I never will be, but, I'd just be like, look, let's just get one grandmaster, like, right? Like, I just think it's nuts. Wales has never had one.
What are you on about? Nigel Davis was with us.
Okay, done. Sorry, my aim is sorted. We don't forget about it now, right? We've got a grandmaster.
Completed it, mate.
Done.
I feel like, what's that guy after the in-betweeners? What's his name? Completed it, mate.
Yeah. Jay, is it Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, forget about that. We've done that. We've completed chess. Let's move on to Go.
Yeah, just tell the Welsh government we don't need anybody because we completed Johan's quest. Participation.
But I think in the chat someone said about encouraging participation, but essentially like the top of a pyramid is as high, the base essentially determines how high the pyramid goes. So the more people playing, the higher the top player will be in that pyramid. So the more people playing, that will filter through. And that is essentially, if you want to get to Grandmaster in Wales, for example, then you need more people playing that are lower rated, and that essentially just builds the pyramid and the tip will get higher, essentially.
Because the thing is, you see, is that really a lot of the juniors in South Wales, even still with these junior warnings, are still not playing enough. And you need more tournaments to be on. And the only way that more people run them is that if generally more people are playing, because if you've got more people playing, when you run a tournament, the tournament's actually able to be financially viable. So, for example, I think somebody put on the Facebook group, can we hold the Welsh Championships in North Wales? And sounds like a great idea. And obviously save me on a little bit of traveling as well, which would be great. But when the majority of your players are down in South Wales, you could actually lose money on that event from not having enough entrants. And you're thinking, well, I kind of understand it why it's in South Wales. You've got to have something that's financially viable. Which is why I like to try and support the Welsh tournaments as well that we're talking about. All right, well, we'll see the details of what's going on here as well, and obviously keep our ears to the ground to see if this thing is including Wales, including the Welsh national team, or whether it's just a case that we can maybe go to the Welsh government to get some money off there. We won't talk about the British Chess Fund either, that's aptly named. What else have we got to talk about in Welsh Chess Show? And any other topics that I've missed? Well, we haven't talked about that much, have we? What else has been going on? World Cup.
Well, that's not Welsh chess, but there's no participation from us. But yeah, the World Cup has just started yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but the real thing started yesterday, I assume.
Did you know that when we finished in the Olympiad, we finished in 96th place last year? If we had finished in 72nd place, we would have had a spot at the World Cup.
You're joking?
Nope.
Do you know? Literally, I was just listening to the commentary today, and I was thinking, like, what would be required to get into because I'd love a World Cup spot. Like, that'd be so cool.
But you could also book your flight out after 2 days, couldn't you, as well?
Yeah. Well, basically, yeah. Like, but do you know, like, it's not money related. It'd just be amazing to be there, right?
Yeah.
But like, essentially, if you lose your first round match, you get $3,000. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The first round, 72nd, and somebody would have got a spot.
I'm pretty sure it's 72nd.
I think the lowest rated player in the tournament seems to be about 2370. So
no, I've seen some 2100s in the first round.
Oh, sorry, the first round. No, sorry, a second round loss. You get $3,000. Sorry, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, and I think doesn't it also work where top plays against bottom and it folds in the middle? Is that right?
I'm not. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it seems so. Yeah.
Okay. But that also kind of puts it into perspective about like when you start thinking about Budapest next year for the Olympiad. Is this we obviously do we try and get a World Cup spot? What would that do for Wales and everything else? I'm not really sure. How beneficial that would be.
It'd be beneficial for whoever goes, right?
Well, yeah, it would be
because that'd be awesome.
it would be an awesome experience. And
for the one day that you're there before you lose painfully.
Well, you get 2 games, don't you? You get two
games. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if you lose the first game, then and you were white in it, then there's going to be a quick draw in the next game just for the rating points. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I mean that's going on at the moment, so try and follow that. But I mean, I just wanted to just highlight a game here that I played online just because of how terrible it was, which is just so.
Oh, this is your game, yeah.
Yeah, I only played this like yesterday or something like this, and it was a terrible game. So just whiz through this Grunfeld. And I always play this line online just because it's so here I'm hoping for the craziness. Do you know this line?
No.
Bishop G4 here.
It's very similar to what I play. So
an F3, and then they knight A5 might be right first. Takes knight here, bishop here, bishop E6, D5.
Okay.
And then I think you take the rook.
Oh yeah.
Takes an F6. You still can't take the bishop because of D3.
Yeah.
Bishop H6, and then it's like, is it rook E8 here?
How have I never seen this before? But
yeah, this is a line, and then I think King H1 is the main move, and then Rook C8 is the main move here. But this is just a crazy line, and basically you sack the exchange, and you like play knight F4, and you play E5, and you might even sack here or something crazy like that, and the game can be over in the next few moves. But
sounds like right up my street. I'm going to have a look at this straight after
the
stream.
I mean, you can actually get out of it as well. Like so here, for example, I mean, it might be knight A5 here, but you can actually take on F7 and take on G4. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong about the top 72. And in the chat, they're saying that the Ireland got 60th at the Olympiad, but no World Cup spot. And I'm sure that probably one of the Irish players would have gone to try and play in that. But I'm sure I saw that you had some sort of, maybe it was that you had a chance to go into the qualification for the World Cup.
Okay.
It might be that perhaps. But anyway, my opponent didn't play bishop G4 and decided to play B6, and I didn't really know what to do, so just stuck some rooks to the side and did some pinning. And then I saw this coming, that he was going to do this knight takes D4 and then hit my bishop. So why does knight takes D4 fail, Johan?
Queen takes?
Yeah. So I just won a piece. So this is an easy game to win now, isn't it? Yeah?
I can see that you did win it because I can see a little plus by your name.
I did win it. Yeah. But basically, at this point, my opponent just took like a minute and a half over his next move. And I just
switched on the engine.
Well, maybe he switched on the engine, but I mean, he switched on his engine and I switched off my brain because I was just like, even after waiting for 10 seconds, I was like, I'm just bored of this game already. You've just given me a piece for free. Let's just end it. And so, okay, he goes here. And I'm thinking maybe I should move my bishop on C4 and just swap the queens off. That's probably something that I'd normally do. Maybe give a pawn for it so I can let him have 2 pawns for the piece. But I think, okay, I'll defend my E4 pawn, didn't I? And then it just steadily gets worse. He pins my bishop. I'm like, oh no, defend it. And then he attacks my rook. I'm like, oh no.
This is the issue with the Grunfeld, right? They never give up, and they're just like I just hate the Grunfeld. I just hate it.
It is a tricky opening to play.
They're just too active, right? They just want to play active chess, and I'm like, no, play boring chess.
How dare they try and get their pieces active? But yeah, he goes here to attack my rook, so I kind of think I'm being clever doing this intermezzo move. And really, I haven't even switched my brain on. My brain's not even functioning right now. I completely missed that you can just check me. And then I play something even worse because I go bishop D4. Right? Okay. I think, okay, takes. He takes my rook on C1. I take back, and then I'm still a piece up at least. Completely forgetting that he's got what move here?
Oh, no. Bishop E3.
Bishop E3.
And how did you win this? You're losing now, surely.
Well, this is why blitz chess is so bad. I mean, I'm looking down. I'm playing on my phone, and I've already switched my brain off. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to start thinking here about trying to cause some trouble to try and, I can't lose this now, or at least I should try really hard. And I find one move here that just kind of makes him think. Bishop D1. Bishop D5. Just because I'm possibly winning an extra piece here. It might not even be sound. I've got no idea. But I thought this was tricky because bishop takes F7 is the natural move, isn't it? Just to win the queen back. But I'm just a piece down. But bishop d5's just got a little bit of extra thinking to it. He takes his queen, and he loses on time.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know, because
you've made me feel better about my chess recently now, John. Because I've actually got like a historically low rating at the moment. It's crazy. Like I've lost about 300-400 points on my rating.
Oh, really? What's your rating now? Which site are you talking about?
I was nearly 2,500, and and clearly not anywhere near where I was supposed to be, because I was still going up quite rapidly. And since then, I remember, because I was streaming at the time, I was saying, the stream was to get to 2,500, and I did a mouse slip. It's not a mouse slip; it was actually some weird thing where my mouse just jumped, and dropped the queen on the wrong square. And then, oh my god! During the stream, I lost 100 points, and then I've lost another 200 points since.
So what is he, 2,200 then on
I'm like 22, low 2,200s it seems now. I don't know. But
let me just log into chess.com myself and see where I am.
I'll be higher than you then. Dropped off a cliff. I'm way lower than Alex, way lower than Alex. He's like 23 something now, I think.
That is embarrassing, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're lower than Alex.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Let's on 23.36.
Yeah, I think it's weird. There's I think what I've noticed, because I haven't really played people around that rating, is there's a lot of suspicious stuff going on around that rating, right? Because people don't really care about their accounts so much, I think. So
yeah, I think that also influences how you. One thing that I've learned is that. There are going to be cheaters that you play against. Yes, there are going to be people using books and opening books, perhaps, and whatever else. You've just got to, and it's so difficult to do if you can't do it, but you've just got to basically ignore it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You can't
you do
anything about it. It's not your job to do anything about it. And sometimes you can hold a grudge about somebody that might have cheated from 10 games ago that's impacting your play now. You just got to play to have fun. And start enjoying the game. And as long as you're playing to have fun and enjoying the game, then it's going to be a positive thing for you. But I mean, with regards to your blitz rating going up and down so much, I think it's a bit different on Lichess to chess.com, because what I noticed on chess.com was the amount of points that you gain and lose is, I think maybe the constant factor is increased, because you seem to gain and lose a lot more per game than you do on Lichess. Or maybe on Lichess, maybe just because I played so many games that maybe.
Yeah, your K factor's lower, yeah.
Here, for example, you see I beat somebody that was only 20 points lower than me. I got 7 points.
Yeah, I think that's like a normal, in a normal FIDE rating as well, isn't it? That's
whereas on chess.com, I seem to gain like 19 points for a win or something crazy, which is a bit mental.
Oh no, I think on chess.com mine goes up only a small amount. Yeah, okay. And down. You change it. Yeah, it shows how many games I've lost. So, I mean, it doesn't help playing drunk on.
No, that's on. If you're going to play
drunk while chatting.
Title Tuesday when you've had too much wine, maybe, and although I don't think that's probably the worst thing. I think talking to your wife while playing actually probably would affect you a little bit more. Yeah, personally. Yeah. Did you say something about Magnus's game today or something?
So I've been listening to the commentary, as I like to do on these big events, because they're so good. The commentator, it's just like having free coaching. It's just amazing. Anybody who hasn't checked it out, Peter Lecko and Tanya Sachdev, I think, are the commentators. And I haven't listened to this event as much as some of the others, but really, they give you some fantastic insights, really, on how to think about moves and what they would and wouldn't come up with. So anyway, there was a game today from Magnus. He obviously is one of the few tournaments he hasn't won, so he's desperate to win this one.
Magnus, let me make sure that the adverts are okay.
I can share my screen if you want. You've got it. Okay.
I've got it on here.
Yeah. I was going to get you to guess a couple of the moves, John.
Oh, sorry.
So I'll tell you before it comes up.
Okay. So,
can you make the board bigger, though? It's really small.
Yeah, chess24, you can't really do that, I don't think so. Was it on Live Chess?
I've got it on chess.com here if you want me to share.
Okay, yeah, go on. You share your screen then. Let's have a look at that. I'll hide my screen and then we'll see what happens on yours. Can you share your screen?
Can you see that?
Hang on. Yeah, I just heard it come up. I just need to scroll down to it. Right. Okay. There we go. You're on.
So do you want me to? I was going to start from here, but I can go from the start if you like. But
well, whatever. That's fine. Right, yeah, okay. He won with black against Levon. He won with black.
Yeah, he won with black yesterday. It was kind of like a really solid game where, like, you know, just a minor inaccuracy or something lost it for the other guy.
I think he had a weak C4 pawn, didn't he? And I just thought, why did you allow that? Yeah. And then he just went a little bit passive at the wrong time.
Yeah,
and then he kind of put his pieces in front of Magnus's king, but not
it's
actually
funny, right?
anything.
Yeah, it's funny when you look at these. Like you just think they'd never do that against you, right?
Yeah,
like you know, like it's just so weird. Like, why did they do it against Magnus and they just wouldn't ever do that against anyone else? So,
they look human, don't they?
Yeah, it just looks like a terrible game, and it doesn't look like he's seen anything nice. Or anyway, this game is a bit more, you know. Anyway, so he's just played a move the computer doesn't like, knight e5. And he follows it up with this, which is a nice move. Like, that's the other thing people who are playing on chess.com will sort of realize is that, you know, a double exclamation mark doesn't mean an awful lot, really, does it? I mean, like, the reason it's giving a double exclamation mark there is because rook takes rook is a rook sacrifice, but, you know, queen takes f7 is not that hard to see, really. So is it? So
but new players get very excited by these things as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's lovely to get a double exclamation mark. There is a double exclamation mark move like that is worthy of it coming up. So so let's see. So knight d4 is forced. Now I was going to get you, John, to guess the move here, right? Because I know it's small on the screen there, but try not to look. Because often commentators will, you know, people in the chat often comment like, "Oh, no one's ever going to find that move because it's a machine move," right?
Yeah.
And often they are machine moves. This very much looks like a machine move, but Magnus found it. Top machine move. Very odd looking.
It looks like it's something to do with obviously the rook in the center of the board, then the knight's going on there. So I'd be looking at moves here like. Okay, so what is black actually threatening here?
He's a pawn up. Black's a pawn up. He just has to survive.
Yeah, his king's on f8, isn't it? That's the only thing. I mean, trying to undermine the knight in the center. So, you know, moves like b4 come to mind, but then black can also just play b6. So it doesn't really achieve anything.
I think the commentators had a little look at b4 and they think b5 is probably what was going to be sort of responded with, right? So,
but I mean, if b4 doesn't work anyway, then to b6, then there's no point even playing it. So
I think they had a real good look at rook takes d4 as well.
Yeah.
Rook takes d4 and c takes queen b4 check, king g8, queen takes b7, threatening mate.
Okay.
You know, but it doesn't really
mates
on f7.
But it's check the king's on g8, isn't it?
Oh, it's not mate. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking the knight is covering that, but nasty stuff anyway.
Nasty stuff, lots of nasty stuff.
Nasty stuff. Anyway, it doesn't really get any further than that. So Magnus's move, which is very machine-like, very often anyone who analyzes their openings in a deep level using the machine will have come across a mysterious king h1 at some point.
What?
And I mean, it's less mysterious in this case, but often like I'm looking at my openings and the machine just randomly plays a king h1 and 7 moves later you realize it's because, you know, something happens, right? This one is a little bit more obvious because knight e2 check or knight f3 check, you know, potentially could come at some point. Obviously not now, but at some point you can see that happening.
Is he also thinking about playing f4 then as well?
Yeah, potentially f4, or, you know, if things get taken off, like for example, it stops the back rank mate as well, right? So, so the bishop on h2 means that there is back rank mate options while the bishop can drop drop back to G1 at this point now, if that ever happens. Anyway, B5 happened, Queen D3, H5, exclamation mark.
Okay.
Right, C6, exclamation mark. So this is all kind of complicated stuff that it would take a bit longer to look at anyway. But let's get to the crux of it. Now here we go. Spot the win. It's a lovely, lovely win. Very, very nice. And Magda spotted it very instantly. Someone in the chat's already seen it by the look of it.
Have they?
Previously today.
Maybe they can help me out, to be honest. This is looking like...
If we ever think, right, so for example, if you could play bishop d6...
Yeah, then that would obviously be great.
If he had to go king g8, then knight check, right?
Yeah, of course.
So if we could disrupt that rook somehow... The first move is not
So maybe something like maybe just attacking the rook.
Bishop c7. And now a very nice checkmate.
Well, hang on. There's also queen takes b5 ideas here, isn't there, as well?
There's something a bit more lethal.
Lethal than that. It's not something to do with rook e8, is it? And then queen e4, and then round to a8.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Rook e8 check. He resigned, which I feel is a bit of a spoil sport, right? Because I think the mate is so beautiful that you should allow it. So queen e4. And if the point is, obviously, if king here, then queen a8 check. Only move, and then that's mate. Yeah. But the beautiful finish is... knight in the way, queen a8, knight here, queen takes knight.
Yeah, of course.
Rook takes mate, and I feel like it's a bit harsh of him not to allow that to happen.
Yeah,
just for the viewers online, like that's just nice to see.
Yeah,
because I think for the beginners or people like lower down watching, they would have just been like, "Oh, resign." It's a bit of an anticlimax for them. And I think
though the thing is though, I don't think they should even do that for the beginner players. I think people like us want to see the
you just want to see it on the board, don't you? But I think like Hikaru, whether you like him or not, like one of the things that Hikaru always says is that we need to make it a spectator sport. Yeah. And he does. He's fantastic for spectators. It's why he's done so well as a streamer. It's why his victory in Norway was so good, because he was in the confessional all the time. Yeah. But, I think allowing a really nice mate like that rather than resigning I think...
adds something to the sport, doesn't it?
It just adds something to the people watching online. And I think, I can totally understand, because back in the day, like I think, why would you play the moves? It's embarrassing or something. But these days, I think when people are watching, it's nice for them to see the end.
Yeah, definitely. I think even for the simple ones, to be honest, if it's only like 2 or 3 moves away, why not just allow it? If it's coming up anyway, somebody's played a nice sacrifice against you and it's about to happen, just allow the mate on the board. For people to see rather than resign. I mean, for example, my game against Hugo Fowler last round of the South Wales International, he played all the way to the end, like 2 bishops and a knight to checkmate him with. It was obvious I was going to win, and yet he played all the way to 1 move before checkmate.
Allow that, mate. Just allow it. You so rarely get to mate someone at this at a certain level. It's quite satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah. If you're going to resign, then resign when it is actually lost. At that time, or play till mate and play quickly. And make your decision that way. But yeah, I mean,
That was a nice one. That was a really nice finish.
How did Magnus actually sack the pawn here for an attack? Because obviously this
But
is
weirdly, right? When I finished, I sort of dip in and out during the day of watching, and when I last started watching, he was a pawn up, so he must have sacked 2 pawns.
Oh.
At some point, I didn't really catch how he sacked the 2 pawns, but it was obviously just to keep the king in the middle. So but yeah, I think we'll see. He seems to be in reasonable shape. He's very motivated, but he's not my pick for the tournament. I think I don't know. What do you think, John? Who would you pick if you had to place a bet?
I mean, Gukesh is doing really well, isn't he?
That's exactly who I was going to go for. I think youngest world champion potentially.
But I mean,
17 years old.
It's one of those tournaments where one day
anyone can win. Yeah,
anybody can win, and also an experience of youth as well is not something I'd always go with. But I mean, he's got all the hype at the moment. But to be honest, there's so many you could pick there. You want to
quite a few of the Indian kids. Any of them could win. I think. Yeah.
I mean, did Shanklin stay in it? Because I saw that he lost.
I think he's out.
I think he's out. I saw he lost with White.
But Nordebek's out. Abdusatorov is out.
Oh, is he?
Gelfand is out. A few of the guys went out. Wesley So, I think, went out today.
Oh, really?
So I think a few of the big guys are out. I actually think it's quite nice to see Wesley go out because he's, he's a bit boring, isn't he?
Good draws. I saw David Howell, I think, did he draw his first 2 games? So therefore he's gone to tie break.
So survived. Somebody said so. Oh, he was an... I mean, I have to see that if that's the case, because, honestly, anybody could have finished that. The last position I so had, it was just such a simple win for the other guy.
Who was that? Wesley So?
Wesley, right. I haven't seen the end of that, but it was just like a, switch off, he's just completely lost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was... Wow, that's amazing if a 2600 couldn't finish that position off.
Oh, they're telling us in the chat as to what's going on.
Yeah. So I think essentially to win this format, you need to be obviously be good at chess, but you essentially need to be good at blitz, don't you? Because or rapid and blitz because of the tie breaks, because there's a very good chance of getting into tie breaks. So the people that are good at that are Magnus, Nakamura, a lot of the kids, the young ones, Duda as well. I think basically you just need. I think it favors the people that are good at the tie breaks.
I think it's going to be a long tournament as well. So those that get to the end will be tired. So they're going to have to be relatively fit for it. But it's always interesting. I'm actually probably going to listen to some of the commentary tomorrow now that you mentioned it, because you're right. I should be listening to more of this stuff because I mean Peter Lecco is always very good. And Tanya's also good too. So it is basically what you're saying is it's free lessons, isn't it? By listening to them. If you already know how to play chess, you're a regular chess player, which I think most of our listeners at the moment are, then it's great for them. If not, then get down your local chess club is what I would tell you to do. But yeah, okay. Well, anything else coming up next week for you, Johan, chess-wise?
I was going to say, when is this tournament starting next week, or is it the week after?
My tournament's on next week, next Wednesday.
Yeah, so there you go. For anyone listening, I think I've said to you, I'm going to do roundups or commentary of all of the rounds. So there's some Welsh involvement. So if anybody wants to...
We're actually on chess results now, actually.
Okay.
So you can actually see the lineup. So there's basically 4 Welsh players playing. So me, Charles Morris, Tim Kett and Tom Brown. So playing in it. It's called the Newcastle Underline Invitational, I think. Starts on Wednesday at 6:00. I think it'll be on. The games will be streamed because we've got Matt Carr Alberting. He knows how to do the live boards. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday games are at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. But I'll be here on Thursday night because it's 4 p.m. start. I'll be back for 10. So I'll be here to talk about my first 3 games. Black against Tim Kett, Black against Tom Brown, White against Jacob Boswell. So I might, if it doesn't go well, I might not join. I don't know. I'll have to see.
See how much I've slagged you off in the.
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is, I brought it on myself, haven't I? I've organised this tournament, so it can't be too bad. All right.
So anyone wants to check that out, I think it'll be on our page. So
we'll do a little notification.
I think seeing a bit of commentary and talk about games that are not Super GM level is kind of more helpful sometimes for people club level, because Super GM level, often it's just tons of theory and then some crazy strategic position that is not relevant to sort of club play, is it? So
you get to see what mistakes we make as well. And if we were looking at these grandmasters losing to Magnus and we're saying that they look human, we just look like we're terrible chess players when you analyze it with the computer.
We'll see.
Well, you were saying about your tournament, you can't play chess anymore. You've forgotten how to actually move the pieces. It's because computers make us feel dumb. You think that you played an amazing game, and then you look at it on the computer like, oh, maybe not. That's how it goes. All right, well, we'll wrap it up there then, Johan. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks, John.
Hopefully I'll be back next week, and hopefully Alex will be back with us. We'll find out why he's not been with us and report back next week, guys. But if you're watching online and you want to ask us a question, then you can send us a tweet, Welsh Chat, or send us an email at welshchat@gmail.com. But please make sure to follow and like the stream on the Twitch channel and also on the YouTube channel as well. Thanks very much for your support, and see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Good luck with your games next week, John.
Cheers, Johan.